In this video we will go over each and every cameo, how they work in combination with Shang Tsung, what you can do with each and every one, how would I rank them, and yeah, how to use them. Enjoy.
Darrius.
So Darrius is actually pretty interesting. He is a viable option for Shang Tsung, as you can extend combos with his spinning kick. Like for example, you can use him after your 3 skulls in Shang's young form and extend the combo like that and get a full conversion, which is pretty strong. But it uses his full meter, which is kind of a bummer. But I guess it would be really overpowered otherwise. He also has his move where you call him for one attack and then he stays for an overhead, which gives you a full combo, which is also really strong. But it's hard to use because you don't usually get a lot of space or a lot of downtime where you can call him. And he has also this funny move where you call him and you spin him around actually. It's a mid, has a bit of pushback, but it cannot be used after your string because it has a huge gap. It doesn't lead to much pressure anyways. So I think you will mainly use him for his kick and his overhead at the end. So for Darrius I would probably rank him about A tier.
Sareena.
Now for Sareena, I think most of the people understand what Sareena does. She has probably the biggest damage out of all cameos. She can extend almost from any hit confirm. You can get a full combo into double cameo usage, which is pretty strong. But if you use her as a pressure tool, for example, if the enemy has the chance to block her projectile, they can duck after the second projectile. The moment they come back, yeah, they can duck and yeah, they hit you with a down 4, or even some characters can launch you with an armored move or something like that. So in that case she's not very strong, but if you want the damage, you can for sure use her. Also for her meter burn, which can also be very powerful. You can pressure her in enemies in combos or after triple fire skull, which is not too bad. I would probably rank her A tier for Shang Tsung.
Cyrax.
So for Cyrax it's pretty obvious. He's one of the strongest cameos right now, not the strongest. His pressure is pretty much unmatched. Certain characters he can allow to extend the combos even though it's not meant to be. And his chip damage is insane. Right, oh, it was a bit slow. You can flawless block out of it, I think, but it's not as easy. And most people won't even try to do that. For his combos, you have some pretty easy ones. Like this. And then when you end the combo in the air, make sure to... I think you have to do the far version of it. You actually land the skull right underneath him and it pops him right into your face back again. And you can start comboing him for even more damage. It's pretty easy. And yeah, you can also use his net from far. Sometimes it catches people and it has a lot of active frames. Not active frames, but the opponent is netted very long. As you can see, hit advantage is 246 frames, which is insane. But the startup is at 40 frames. Yeah, takes a while, but sometimes you can catch some people off guard and then do the full BNB combo. Right. Also in the corner, I think you can do some sick combos with Cyrax. But yeah, like I said, Cyrax is pretty strong, and for Shang also is very useful. And I would probably rank him in S tier for Shang Tsung.
Kano.
So for Kano, it's very similar to how Kunglao is used. He's meant to be used for pressure in this case. So you can charge his ball while you're doing your string and end it with some chip damage for 16.25 damage, which is not a lot. Same for his knives, which do a bit more. Right, it's I think 25. Yeah, you can do some really hard combos to extend. And then you dash up, and then this is similar to how Sektor works with his rocket. But it's much harder with Kano, in my opinion. You have to time it right. And outside of that, I really don't think you have a lot of use of Kano. His usual Kameo move is pretty bad. It's not used at all by anyone. And yeah, you mainly use him for pressure. Right, you can charge this. And same for his daggers, knives, whatever. And yeah, outside of that, I don't think he has much use, and other cameos do it better. For example, Kunglao, but we will go over that later. I will probably rank him somewhere around A tier. Yeah, maybe A tier.
Sonya Blade.
So with Sonya, it's really weird. I don't think she has any use for Shang Tsung in this case. She doesn't... You don't benefit from anything from her. For example, you can't pressure anything with your string, so no chip damage. There's a huge gap. And for combos, you can't even finish your string into grab. You have to do only 3 hits, I think, into combo, which doesn't give you much damage, or even less. So this is 3, 5, 8. Wait. It's much more without her. And yeah, her flying move is also really pretty weird. I don't think it has any use for Shang, as it messes up with his juggles. Yeah, I don't know. So for Sonya, I have no idea what you can use her with while using Shang Tsung. You could do something like this, but even that it's not worth at all. Like you get much more damage on your own without using her. And yeah, I think Shang Tsung has really no use of Sonya so far as I'm concerned. I would probably rank her very low for Shang Tsung. So for Sektor, I think he's a pretty good choice for Shang Tsung. He has a lot of pressure tools, like this rocket, or mainly his rocket. He has this uppercut, which is fine, I think. Not the best, but you can make use of it. His flame is alright. I don't know. Let's check what it actually is on block. So it has a bit of pushback and gives you -3, which is not too bad. You can't use it in your strings, maybe like this, but I don't think it's worth. And yeah, you would mainly use him for combo extenders. Like this, and then into full combo. This works. Like I said, I've made a full video on this. You can check it out. You can even interrupt fatal blows. I've showcased that in one of my videos. Pretty insane that this is possible. And yeah, this rocket is pretty useful. It's you can do a lot of things with it. Pressure and catch people off guard. Yeah, I would rank in pretty high, probably S or A tier.
Frost.
For Frost, she has same like Subzero, she has her freeze, but it's slightly slower on the startup frames, and you can't actually combo with it too much. Like, this doesn't work, as you can see. You could do a half the string and then combo into it, but then again I would rather use Subzero in this case. In strings you can't actually use this because it has a gap. As you can see, Baraka lets off his guard for a second and then guards again, so this means it has a gap. You can't do it on a full string, this doesn't work. Yeah, it's alright. The freeze is a low, unlike Subzero, which is I think a mid, which can be handy, but then again I think Subzero is just much better for Shang in this case. And he lacks overheads and not too much lows. I think his lows are alright, not the best, but they're fine. Her bomb is fine. I think you can make use of it if you have some setups, but I didn't find any specific combos with it yet, so I would probably rank her somewhere around B tier, in my opinion.
Jax.
So for Jax, it's also pretty obvious that he doesn't fit with Shang. I don't know why anyone would choose Jax with Shang. It lowers his combo damage, his ground and pound, like you don't get anything from it, maybe in the corner, but then again it's not really much of use in my opinion. We can check that. Like yeah, you can get some unblockable stuff with him, but it's not really useful in my opinion. Like other Kameos with much more than Jax in this case. His down Kameo is alright. Like you can use it in strings to end it with for some additional chip damage. Gives you -3 on frames, has a bit of pushback. That's alright, but I wouldn't suggest using Shang with Jax. Maybe you have some sick setups with him. If you do, yeah, feel free to share that with me. But yeah, for now I don't think he has much use for Shang, and I would probably rank him around B tier.
Striker.
Now that we've heard so many bad things about the Kameos so far, yeah, there are some pretty bad ones for Shang, but Striker isn't one of them. I think Striker is actually one of the best Kameos for Shang Tsung, mainly because Striker has his low and his overhead. So you get end the string with an overhead. So you actually have an overhead. Shang Tsung lacks them, you know, he only has one, which is pretty slow, and you have to be in young form, which is kind of bad. You could use him like his projectiles, I think, are kind of bad for him, for Shang, because they don't give you much damage or combos. For example, maybe full screen you can do something. Like that, for example. But yeah, it's pretty hard to use, and I don't think you would use him like that. So mainly I would use Striker for his pressure. His overhead is really good, and his low is also really good. And yeah, for that reason. Oh, and his I think, yeah, his grab is a high, and yeah, I think you don't get much of that grab anyways. So yeah, I would rank him somewhere around A+, I think.
Scorpion.
So for Scorpion, I think he's one of the best for Shang Tsung, because mainly you can juggle opponents forever. I will, if you didn't know, Ninja Killer did a 89 hit combo with Shang Tsung Scorpion. If you haven't seen it, I will show you the clip right now. So yeah, as you can see, you can do a lot of crazy stuff with Scorpion and Shang, but it takes a lot of practice, and I actually practiced this combo from Ninja Killer quite a while before I lost my mind, so I gave up. Mainly because you sometimes, as you can see, like he bounces it right in front of you, and sometimes it, if you mistime it or time it, the opponent flies towards full screen. So it's a bit random, and especially online with a bit of lag, it can mess you up sometimes. But if you get a hang of it, I think he's really fun and has a lot of potential. His overhead is obviously very good. Yeah, as we lack overheads, you know. Shang has only one, as mentioned before, so another overhead is really good for us. Right, you wouldn't get that combo anyways. And his spear is also really strong against certain matchups where you can grab yourself out mid-string safely and escape the pressure, and you're also full screen again, which yeah, gives you all the space you need, right, as Shang Tsung. So I think Scorpion is probably S tier in my opinion. If you learn his combos, you can do a lot of fun stuff with it. So yeah, S tier for sure.
Subzero.
A cameo I've been using lately is actually Subzero. He's super fun. Obviously his freeze is very strong. We can do almost a full string into full freeze, into full combo. Right, this is 40%, 41%, which is really good, and it's super easy. Like you can freeze off of almost every string, right? As you can see, each hit confirm is a freeze into full combo, right? So really good. His shoulder, I think, is also not bad. I think this has a gap, right? Yeah, this has a gap, but yeah, some people won't press anything and eat the shoulder, which has which lets you in at 0 frames after block, and has a lot of pushback. It also, I think, the further away you are, the more, yeah, the more plus you are. So you see, we are at 6, so +6 block advantage at this distance, which is like jumping distance. But up close, it's yeah, 0. Really good. Anything else? Oh, of course, I almost forgot it. His projectile immunity is insane. You can buff yourself and then start spamming, zoning, whatever, and no one can touch you. Like, you can't get interrupted mid-string, mid-combo, or whatever. You can call him anytime, right? Yeah, so he's super good, and I would highly recommend, especially for newer Shang players, to pick up Subzero first and get the dub, I guess. For Subzero, I would rank him in S tier.
Kunglao.
Now for Kunglao, probably one of his most picked cameos for Shang Tsung. Mainly because of his low head, which gives a lot of pressure, is a low, as mentioned, and it has extremely low cooldown, as you can see. It's almost back up after I finish the string. He's mainly picked for his low head, and you can also, I covered this before, but in case you haven't seen it, like after you do your EX fireballs, you can like charge into overhead. If you time it right, they will get caught anyways. So you're at full screen right now. You charge the low head, jump in with overhead and low the low head, like at the same time. You have to time it right, unlike me. Right, and then you get a combo. Like they have to eat the low and the overhead at the same time, and one of them will catch them. But of course, the enemy could armor through it, or fatal blow, or some other stuff. Like they have options, but if you get good with it, it's a really strong pressure tool. Outside of that, I don't think Kombat has much use. Shang Tsung doesn't have much use for Kunglao. Like his pop-up is bad for Shang Tsung. Like you can't use it much in combos. It doesn't combo. Same for here. Doesn't combo. You could do something like that, but I don't know. I don't know why you would do that. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, really good for pressure. Very common amongst Shang players, and probably S tier.
Shujinko.
Now for Shujinko, I mean, you probably heard that he's a very special cameo. He mimics the opponent's moves, sometimes even the opponent's cameos. And yeah, it's pretty random. Like, you have to know the exact matchup and what Shujinko copies. And I'm sure there are a lot of great setups with Shujinko. And I think he's probably really fun to use and to explore stuff with. But for now I cannot tell you which moves you would like to mimic. Maybe Kenshi's Sento stance, which is probably the most powerful move you can mimic. Or Garrus's time stop, I think. Yeah, so not much else to say to Shujinko. If you like him, use him. I mean, it's probably really interesting in each and every matchup. So I cannot rank him in any tier right now.
Motaro.
For Motaro, it's pretty straightforward. He has his projectile reflection, which can be useful in some matchups, but I would rather pick Subzero for that case if I worry about projectiles. He has his teleport, which lets you teleport, I guess. There's not much to cancel with Shang Tsung. I know you can do Shao Kahn, like he can do his back 2, I think, teleport and then get a full launcher, which otherwise he wouldn't. He has his low projectile and his 3 projectiles. I mean, yeah, there's not much to get from. You can't do it mid-combo, you have to charge, and it costs him the full meter. So I don't know why you would pick him from that matter. He has his low projectile, which is also not usable mid-combo, and Shang Tsung doesn't lack a lot of lows, in my opinion. So yeah, pretty straightforward. Motaro is not the best choice for Shang Tsung, and I would rate him probably around C tier.
Goro.
So now we are at the end of our cameo list, and we are with Goro. Goro is actually interesting to use because he has his low grab, which the enemy has to duck, neutral duck, and cannot block while he's ducking. And as you know, we lack overheads. We have only one, so if we do our full string and then maybe the grab, we can yeah, catch the opponent ducking and go for a full combo with our ground skulls, which is pretty nice in my opinion. His charge is pretty bad. I don't see any use for this. It's they're all highs, and you can't use it for chip damage, right? What else? Yeah, here's his little pop-up. I don't know why you would pick him for that matter. Like, you can do something like that, but why would you? It messes up your combo damage, your juggles. Maybe you can use it similar to Scorpion. Like if you get Power Ground Skull into this, right? Something like that, but yeah, I think Scorpion is much better in that case. If you want to do that, of course, but yeah. He has his low grab, which can be very useful for Shang Tsung. I'm really interested what people can find out with Goro, or how to use him more efficiently. I haven't seen a lot of Shang Tsung Goro yet, but I'm sure people will figure stuff out with him. So I would probably rank him about A tier for Shang Tsung. So now for the full tier list, I actually made some changes. As you can see, well, Kunglao is S tier, of course, Scorpion, Subzero, Cyrax and Striker. They are definitely S tier in my opinion. Sektor is right behind there. He could be S tier or A tier. So in A tier is also Darrius, Sareena, Goro. I think in this specific order, Goro and Sareena may swap places, but I'm pretty happy with their placement. Kano, Motaro and Frost in B tier. So I placed Motaro very low previously, but as you've seen in the clip, I found out you can actually cancel his triple skulls in young form into a full combo, which is actually pretty strong. With his projectile immunity or reflection and plus that teleport, he could be somewhat useful for Shang Tsung. So I place him in B tier for now, and Frost is last for B tier because yeah, Subzero is much better at what Frost does with Shang. And yeah, Sonya, I think she's just not very useful for Shang in my opinion, so I would not recommend playing her. And then I have Shujinko and Jax in the situational tier. I cannot rank them really. Jax's ground move is pretty strong, but hard to use with Shang Tsung. I'm pretty sure someone will find something out with him. But as for now, I would place him in situational. Same for Shujinko, very situational. You have to know the matchup, the moves you mimic. That sums it up for my tier list for all cameos for Shang Tsung. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did. It was a lot of fun exploring different combos and moves with each and every cameo in combination with Shang Tsung. And yeah, if you enjoyed this, leave a like, subscribe and let me know what you guys want to see next. See ya!